Hello, and welcome to another Sitecore Stories. Today I'm going to be talking to Lovisa Eriksson all about visual search in Content Hub. Okay, thanks for joining me here today, Lovisa. Good to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
So, before we go and talk about visual search in Content Hub, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role here at Sitecore?
Yeah, so I work with product management for Content Hub, and I've been here for around 2 years. And I just joined the team in Belgium, so I relocated from Sweden. So quite exciting times.
Nice. And can you talk a little bit about the problem that we saw which made us build this feature? Why was the reason we developed it?
So with Content Hub, it's all about being able to store, manage, leverage, and distribute your assets. And for many of our customers, that means that they have their marketing assets in Content Hub. But it also means that for some of our customers that have many different brands, they have a lot of assets. It can sometimes be quite hard to find what you're looking for. And that is also where I would say when we previously had the first attempt of having like a global AI department, they did a few different proof of concept for interesting use cases for AI and machine learning. And this was the kind of part that triggered this. And then we were lucky to take this over into Content Hub. And that is what then we've been working on. And it's now up for early accessibility and will be more globally released during next calendar year.
Ah, nice. So I think you're going to show us a demo, is that right? So we can see it in action?
Yeah, indeed. And maybe just to talk about it a bit even before we go into the demo, because it's kind of consists of a few different pieces where semantic search is one of those. And for those of you that are, how do you say, more familiar to metadata or underlying taxonomies, you will know that it's quite far from the Google experience when you're using regular search. It's all about if your assets are tagged with relevant information and you know what that relevant information is, you're able to find it. If not, you will spend time looking for the specific assets in mind. So that's kind of what we're trying to achieve, like making that part easier, especially for marketers, creatives that are less involved in, let's say, tagging of images, and they don't care so much about that. They just want to find what they're looking for. And that is why we're combining multiple pieces with this in terms of what's feasible. So here we're in an internal instance for Content Hub. And we go into the asset piece, which is where we can search for different assets. Visual search is really aimed for images. That's the starting point. On the Content Hub roadmap, we have multiple AI-assisted search features coming up that is intended for more than images. But as of today, a lot of our customers, they have most out of the different assets they have, images, videos, 3D assets, PowerPoints, whatnot. Images are the most dominating asset as of today. Even if video is kicking off, there is still more images than other assets. So that's why also we targeted this towards images. So let's see, if I use so this is the then asset page where you search for assets. I picked images. And if I wouldn't use the normal search, basically what I would be doing is, let's say that we're searching for happy. Then, of course, that could be a number of things. We found 0 things. Okay, maybe a bit too abstract. We search for mocktails. Let's see. Okay, here we have some results. It basically means that for those results that we see here, they needed to be manually or automated tagged with mocktail, or you would not find those here. However, and of course, this is demo content, but I know that for sure we have more mocktails or drinks that we can show. So if I stay focused on images and I click here on the AI symbol, basically now we're starting to trigger the visual search. If I would search for not only happy, or let's say that we say, okay, happy people. then you see that, okay, we get pictures of images. It seems either they are smiling or doing some what seems to be a celebration or, activities that probably makes them a bit happy or they are in a happy state. And that's really the difference. Like here, basically, AI is recognizing based on analyzing the images that this is associated with being happy. Then you can argue that there can be different, like whether that's dancing or partying or, doing a spa activity as home. Of course, that's different for different people. But here you're having a bit of a broader, it's more in the context in terms of what you're looking for. That also means that if I would be searching for mocktails here, not using the regular search, but we go back to the AI search and let's see. You would find more image results compared to what we did in the previous one. Then you can argue some of these have a better match than others. And one of the nice parts with visual search is also that you can decide the settings. So if you want it to be very narrow and very precise to what you're looking for, or if you want to expand that and allow some flexibility. And of course, as always, like it's not perfect, but it's a good starting point and it allows you to find more assets that are probably more related to what you're trying to find. And that's the beauty of this. So that means that even if only 5 of those images in total are actually tagged with mocktails, you still see other similar images. So if I click on one of those, I go to what we call an asset detail page. This is where you find more information about an image. So here, what you see here, image analyze, here's normally where you would have the information that corresponds to the normal text search. So unless that information is here, you would not normally find it. What we introduced is a new component that gets basically showing you similar assets. Here you can argue that maybe the first example here isn't great, but I have 2 others that I find, good and similar. So if I click on that one, basically it will take me to other images that it says like, okay, this seems to be relevant and this seems to be what you're looking for. What I can do as well, if I go back into the AI search, I can also search using an image. So what I did here, I just took a screenshot I was just Googling online, took a screenshot of what looked like nice drinks. And now I'm uploading this and I'm just storing it temporarily. So no worries, it will not be kind of stored permanently content up. So that also means that, as an example, if you're working for a large brand, you may see things that you're actually, let's say that you're having a global campaign, you want to find similar things, or maybe you've seen that, okay, from your brand, but for a local market, they did some different work and you want to check, okay, do I have those assets in Content Tab? Do I have something similar? And that is also the purpose here, because we want customers not only be able to find similar assets, but also being able to utilize underutilized assets. Because sometimes for a new campaign, you may take 50 images that are kind of similar, but maybe only a few are being picked for the global campaign. But if you're doing something local, it's of interest for you to see what's then other alternatives. What are similar assets that may fit my local version of this even better? Or in this case, okay, I've seen something online that I like. Let's see if we have something similar to that in our content app.
I really like the example you showed with the happy tag, because that's probably not a word that a lot of marketers would have thought to tag with those images. So the fact you can actually get content that relates to something which probably wouldn't be something you'd originally thought of tagging, that's really powerful.
Yeah. Also, like for me, I do in my Swinglish, like I'm not a native speaker, and sometimes it's difficult to know what's the proper like footstool, or sometimes you have it's difficult to know what's the correct word that I should be looking for. And also, if you're working for a more product-based company, you would sometimes have very internal classifications, where if you're a marketer and maybe you're new to the company, you're new to that product segment, it's not always so easy to tell.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of happy customers when we get this out.
Yeah, and it's good because we asked customers to sign up for early access so that they can try it out and also provide feedback to us so we can see how this works in reality for them. And obviously, if you're going wild searching for things that you don't have, obviously even AI cannot help you, you know. But for many, it's been giving them very good results, and they are quite happy with what they are able to achieve. And also the people that normally spends time being frustrated and trying to find what they're looking for without fully succeeding, they've been quite happy being able to kind of get a shortcut to, okay, great, I can find what I'm looking for.
It's going to be really powerful, I'm sure. That's fantastic. Well, thanks for joining me today, Lovisa. Hopefully we
Thank
get to
you.
speak again soon. See you later.
Thank you.